toys and TV shows, comics and collecting and superheroes. There's no end to the useless stuff they know. But don't call them geeks, they're just regular Joes.
Welcome to the Regular Joe's podcast. I'm Dave Pisani.
I'm Barry Kay.
I'm Todd Pleasant.
I'm Derryl DePriest.
And I'm Brian Mix.
It's the almost monthly, all 5 Regular Joes.
Full house.
Full house, everybody.
Definitely got a full house tonight.
Yes. And it's not because we don't have anything to talk about. So don't think that.
It is not because
I'm not.
because
No,
with
that's
5
not it.
days to plan, we did not come up with a.
Our friends think it, but
There is no
Yeah, but-
correlation to when we invite the other guys on, meaning that we have no idea what to do.
Yeah,
Luckily, Brian and I were home today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we
yeah.
gave you plenty of notice, too.
Right,
It was almost
full
24
half
hours
hour.
notice.
Oh, it's funny. Just no kidding. Last night, my wife said, "Boy, the Joes haven't called you in a while to be on their show, huh?" And boom, the next day,
yeah,
she
There
must
you
have been
go.
psychically connected to you guys.
yeah. She texted me at that same time. It was like,
Yeah,
She said,
Brian's
please call
really-
Brian. I'm
Brian's
so
just
sick of him. I'm
running
so
in
sick of him.
circles. He's just waiting for the call.
So happy to have everybody here. So it's just free form, everybody. Just like the hippies, although they all suck.
We're going to do like Spinal Tap when they did the jazz fusion thing.
Exactly.
Experimental
when is
jazz.
that movie coming out? By the way, aren't they making a sequel?
They
They
are
are
making a sequel, but
sequel.
I
Yeah.
haven't heard a release
That's a
date.
thing. Huh.
We talked about it maybe 2 months ago. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. if they
I
need to do
recently
that.
rewatched Spinal Tap, and it's just such a great movie.
It's great. It's awesome.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. So, speaking of things that's kind of suck, Titans and Doom Patrol canceled.
Yep.
Does that mean I don't have to finish this season of Titans?
You do have to finish this.
I have news
No.
for you. There's nothing obligating you to finish watching anything you don't like.
I know,
You stop
but-
watching.
You
I
got to
would've
do
been-
it. Once you're past 3 episodes, you got to follow.
Yeah, I just am so not interested.
Well,
but
you all watched at least one episode of Willow, so does that mean you're going to finish that piece of
No.
shit?
That's why I'm saying 3. So 3
No,
episodes
see-
is now my easy out. I used to, if I started
Oh,
something, I had to finish it.
Three's the break line, huh?
If I have no compulsion to go forward after 3, and this is coming with my increasing years, because I spend a lot of time consuming media, and if at 3 episodes the hook is not set, it goes.
But Titans was good at one point. That's why it's
it
a
was,
little
it was
hard.
very good at one point.
And
Yeah.
like is that a Berlanti thing?
Yeah. So
I gave up on Doom Patrol halfway through first season.
I know. I
Just
watched
couldn't take it.
2 episodes.
I
didn't
actually
it.
like Doom Patrol, and I will watch it all the way through. And honestly, it is so bonkers, ape shit, off the wall. I don't know if I would know if it was bad, because it's just so out there.
I agree with you, Todd. I actually don't know how naive audiences would ever like that show.
Yeah.
It's just too what do you call it? Just too close to the bonkers source material, which very few people. I mean,
Exactly.
Doom
Are
Patrol
familiar
was
with
a
it. Yep.
niche comic in a niche industry, right?
Yep.
So
So it's not
they
just like
executed it.
it's not out of the box. It like tore up the box into little pieces and it ate them. Okay? I mean, it's just it's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know what Disney Plus released this week?
Making of Willow.
Making of Willow. Yeah.
No.
Did you watch it?
No, I have not watched it. I suffered through all the episodes. I'm not watching how they made that piece of garbage.
It'd be the death
Nice.
of Willow. That's what they should make.
You know what? I'll say this: like the visuals were actually fine. So like the making of could be interesting, but I'm not watching it.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if they canceled Titans because they've got that what's that thing?
Taste.
No. There's that other show.
I
that's
mean,
got
they're cleaning the decks.
a version of Robin in
and
it.
HBO Max is like, we don't want to spend money on
Guardians.
content. so-
Gotham Knights is coming on CW.
Okay.
So
But
is
Titans
that
got moved to
It's just-
Titans was
yeah.
moved to HBO Max last year, and HBO Max is
HBO
like,
Max is looking to clean house and save
Yeah.
money. They
Yeah,
totally
so
suck.
it's the merger with Discovery, right? So the axe is
Yeah.
falling on any.
Yeah.
well,
And,
and let's be
uh,
honest, the first half of season 3 has been lackluster. So, I mean,
Four.
I'm hoping the back half is at least
I do like
good.
Jinx, though. I like her.
Yeah.
Season
Anyway.
4 of Titans.
Yeah,
I
I
just
was
got-
4. I said 3, but you're right. Whatever the current season is of Titans,
it's
the first
4.
half was weak.
I just
Yeah.
recently gained access to HBO Max, so I'm not current on a lot of the shows, but I was liking Titans from what I've seen. Doom Patrol, I never, I like Doom Patrol as a comic, but the show is, like Todd said, batshit crazy, and I keep thinking like an executive, like, why would I keep making this show? Because it'll never catch an audience.
And also, that's the thing that, like, with each season, I've been like, really? They renewed this?
Yeah.
And then I keep watching. But it's just,
I could see them renewing it if they were a desperate network, but now it's all been folded together under HBO Max, and they've got House of the Dragons and other. They need more mainstream things to chase.
Yeah,
like
they do.
The
direct
Yellowstones,
parallel to that
right?
show is Umbrella Academy. And
Yes.
Umbrella Academy has done something fresh and unique with every single season.
Yep.
They've pivoted. They've gone in a different direction. It's definitely been unexpected. It's the same kind of bonkers out of the box stuff, but they've at least kept it fresh and different. This is just kind of a bunch of people who are kind of tired of, being together, and
Yeah.
I think it's definitely, it might have been time last season. So.
Yep.
Todd, I've got a random question for you. I was thinking today about the recent Batman movies and my favorite 66 Batman and Robin, and one way why they really could never integrate Robin into these stories, because Batman is so batshit crazy. I thought, wouldn't it be an interesting angle if he's told a story from Robin's point of view, where he's trying to keep Bruce Wayne and Batman anchored because he's so batshit?
That would be interesting.
Is that anybody done a comic book like that?
Not really. They've done that with Alfred. Okay.
Oh,
so there's
okay.
been a lot of that, like Alfred is the surrogate father, basically trying to keep him reined in and trying, and like to the point of like putting blackout curtains on, and so in his room, so he doesn't know whether it's day or night, and he actually sleeps but
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting for the kids,
definitely would
to
be.
do
Yep.
a millennial trying to keep their batshit crazy guy out of the costume or in the costume and doing good instead of evil.
Yeah. And I think you could do that with a dark Batman. Boy, almost Dark Knight Returns Robin, Derryl, right? Because wasn't she added in there from that, so that because he was so
Yes.
off in the weeds, you needed another person. You needed that
Yep.
those fresh eyes to look at it and keep that So, but I can't think of another thing that's really done that way.
I think that'd be an
That'd be
interesting
an
angle.
interesting
Somebody
perspective.
write that down and send it into the
Call Bruce Ward.
Patent office.
Somebody.
Yeah.
He's in.
All right. So who got the email from Master Replicas today? Anybody?
I did not.
Master replicas?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
What do
you
they
didn't
want?
get this email?
They don't want their stuff back?
Oh, I'm going to share some interesting news with all of you then. Master Replicas, the company that we all know used to make lightsabers and blasters,
Yes.
they've been quiet for a long time. They sent out an email today. I'm going to read it to you. News about Eagle Moss and Hero Collector. We're writing to you because you were an Eagle Moss Hero Collector customer.
I
Company
knew
that went into
about this.
bankruptcy last year.
I did not know Master Collector was the one that was picking it up.
Master Replicas has now taken over many of their projects and will be making their products and others available for sale very soon. We'll be working with other partners to offer you more science fiction, superhero, and fantasy collectibles, blah, 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 blah. And they've got the Star Trek Discovery, Doctor Who, DC, Battlestar Galactica, and Picard logos across the top of this email.
Oh, so
New or old Galactica?
It's the classic Galactica logo that they have.
About 2 weeks ago, it came out that there was a contract in place to continue the build, the piece as you go models, and that would be an announcement soon about that. But they said nothing about the other products.
Yeah. So this email went out today.
So does this now mean, because it's Master Replica, all those things those ships that we were getting for $35 will be $1,200 or something?
No, because they haven't made high-end replicas of anything in years.
They haven't made anything. We saw them like 4 years ago at a show. Didn't they make the HAL?
I think it was New York Comic Con. They were just starting over.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And then they also had like a sand wedge that's
Apollo
a replica
moon
of the
sand
moon
wedge,
sand
yeah.
wedge, and that was it. And then we haven't heard a single word from
Oh,
them.
that was Steve Dismo, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't cross your fingers that there's
I'm
a
not
lot
sure if
coming out of
he's
these
still
people.
there.
They split up,
Yeah.
and there was a big lawsuit over it and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, that's right.
It's even. I mean, it's a variation of it, but it's even the old same Master Replicas logo, just sort of reimagined. But anyway, I thought it was interesting. They've probably got a ton of inventory of stuff that never got sold. If they're taking over, maybe they'll put the stuff that they had back, that they have the rights to, back for sale.
So one defunct company is taking over another defunct company. And it's not doing anything with
Barry, you said
either
you
of
got
them.
this today?
Yeah, I'll forward you the email, Todd.
Yeah, that would be great. Could they be calling themselves something called Hasbro Pulse? Could that be them? No, okay.
Hasbro Pulse is actually putting stuff out.
I've not seen it. Nope.
They probably sent it to my old email address.
I'm going to
been so
forward it
many
to you
years.
now.
It's probably
Todd.
because you were buying all that, whatever.
Todd bought so much more of their stuff than I ever did.
Yeah.
That's why I thought Todd would have got the email.
Oh, you would think so.
You want it at your Gmail, Todd?
That would be great.
All right. On its way. Yeah, I was surprised when I saw that. But, you know, there was some stuff that I didn't buy that I kind of wished I did at the, like the day before their website went down. I was like, I never bought the Galactica. I should probably buy the Galactica. So we'll see what they put back out.
So almost a year later, I filled my cockpit for my Millennium Falcon today.
Oh, you did. Congratulations.
Yep, I got it. Obi-Wan. I settled for what is
Sideshow?
the sideshow. I
Uh-huh.
settled for a sideshow because he was a quarter the price.
Oh, yeah.
Hot Toys, and he's just going to sit in the back seat of the Falcon.
And that's not a bad figure.
Sideshow.
I have
It's
that.
not
I
bad.
still have that as my Obi-Wan because
It's not a bad figure. So
wanna
so
spend
the
the money.
cockpit is now complete.
You
I
need to
figured
send
out
us
how to display
pictures of it all filled up now.
I shall do that.
That's sweet.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, that's cool.
I read an article that Alden Ehrenreich would be happy to play Han Solo again. Like,
Of course he would.
I would be happy for someone to hand me $1 million.
He's like Brian waiting for us to call. He's pacing
Ryan-
back and forth.
Ryan
Mrs.
Johnson,
Alden
right?
Ehrenreich is saying, just call them. And he's like, no, but I'm ready. I'd do it
It's
again.
so funny how these articles just come out and they're someone more lame than the Regular Joe's podcast interviews some people and asks a lame question that just shows up. Like,
It's their publicist going, see, I'm working
Oh,
for
yeah,
you.
exactly.
Yeah.
But it's also just, if
You're in the
like,
news.
I saw 3 articles today that phrased what Sarah Michelle Gellar said about Marvel movies differently, and it was all the same interview. And basically she was saying that she couldn't see why any woman would want to be cast as a Marvel character because immediately like the trolls jump on them and it's all that stuff. And people were putting out like Sarah Michelle Gellar would never be in a Marvel film, doesn't like Marvel, all this kind of stuff. What she was totally saying was in response to like all the fan shit. And
could she be Sue Storm
and troll shit? And, yeah.
and Freddie Prinze as
or her mother.
What's his name?
I was going to say, will this put me in a bad place if I say I think she might be a little too old to play Sue Storm?
She is.
She looks pretty normal.
We'll always have
normal, young.
So, yeah.
She's better than
Speaking of
Jessica
looking normal, can I throw something else out there?
Sure.
Please, somebody.
So that is not a photo of Robert Downey Jr.
Looks like a painting of him.
That is not. That is the Hot Toys Mark VI version 2 Iron Man figure.
Wow.
It's freaking insane.
Holy
it's got the movable eyes too, which gives it a little bit of extra. Yeah.
I think they may have plucked them from his head. It's like
Wow.
It's insane.
Todd's holding up a photo to us.
Yeah, just so you know, we're on audio, but
yeah, but all of you have access to this thing called the interweb, and you should look it up. So that's why I said what it was. Mark 6 Iron Man 2.0. Hot Toys just announced it.
And guess where it's available? Fanboy Collectibles.
Where you could see. Okay. But I'm talking about it in advance, so I don't get in trouble for talking during the commercial.
You're saying it's good, though. It's fine.
I don't need this figure,
But
I think I do.
let me tell you how you
But
can
Brian
get it.
Mix does because he's
Because he collects 1/6 scale action figures now.
You can get Iron Man Mark 6 on his own. You can get the suit up gantry that he needs to suit up, and you can get this Iron Man Mark 6 and the suit up gantry all together. Check out Fanboy's website, all up as of probably this week. Speaking of Fanboy, what else? Pinocchio. There's a little Pinocchio statue. Got a little Pinocchio. There's a cool Vader on a throne statue. I think it's quarter scale, maybe. It's got to be
That
huge.
thing looks like it's enormous, but it looks incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wednesday from the new Wednesday show with the cello. That's an exclusive pop. But
nice.
they got everything. Hot Toys and Pops and Sideshow and Kotobukias and all that stuff.
Yes,
But
Statues.
you may want to check with them before going, because I'm going there tomorrow. And I will be arriving with an empty
With a
vehicle.
fistful of cash.
A fistful of cash. And I may clear the shelves. So
There you go.
we'll see. But
So check those guys out. They're in Newtown, Connecticut. Check them out online, fanboycollectibles.com. If you have a time machine and you can go back in time to January 31st, you can see Todd there. He'll be signing autographs from
That's right, yes.
2 to 6.
Yep. As I'm loading my truck.
There you go.
Oh, and tell them the regular Joe sent you.
Yes, thank you,
Oh.
Brian. Thank you.
So I'm going to just jump in because
Very good.
Somebody, please
parlaying
jump
off
in.
of parlaying off of what you said about Alden Ehrenreich. Daisy Ridley has recently also said she would be open to
Isn't that
returning in
interesting?
more Star
Yes.
Wars movies, and she actually said she's waiting for the phone call.
Yeah. So
That's sad.
this seems like I'm wondering, like, if you've ever been in a Star Wars movie, you cannot do an interview without being asked if you want to direct another Star Wars movie or be in another Star Wars movie, and eventually
Let's face
you
it,
just
if
get
you're
to
a
the
young
point-
actor in Hollywood, why would you ever close the door at
that's
such a
what
young
I'm saying,
age
and
to
eventually you just
possibly
get to the
returning
point so you
to
can
that
move on,
franchise?
saying yes, I'd love to do another.
But those
and
things
after
come
that
up
one.
in like the regular Joe's podcast. Daisy, would you do another Star Wars? Sure, I'm waiting for the phone call. That, and then it's a headline.
That's
So,
right.
So I do want to quote an article though here, which I saw this and the link linked back to that horrible website. We've got this covered, but they're quoting a Hollywood Reporter article, so there's a little bit of potential weight to this. So we've heard the rumors that Damon Lindelof is making the next Star Wars movie, right? He's developing it.
We did.
And this Hollywood Reporter article
So
said,
Ryan
and
Johnson was. Sorry.
No, definitely not. This Hollywood Reporter said, and I quote, and sources say that the story would take place after the events of 2019 Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, although it would not be a continuation of the Skywalker saga. It could, however, feature some of the characters from the Star Wars trilogy made in the 2010s. So they're being very clear to say, not part of the Skywalker saga, but a bunch of those characters could show up.
They don't know anything. How would they know? You think
They know
Lucasfilm's
nothing.
letting any information
They
out
know
about
that-
anything?
We
if
don't
they
have
had
a
any?
script, and we don't really have a director's signature on a contract. But this is what we were thinking.
Well, I think in this case, and again, what do I know? But I think they do have a script, and I think they do have a contract, and I think they just haven't announced it yet.
I don't know.
Everybody's saying this is
you
going to
don't
be
go
the
before-
next
you don't-
Star Wars theatrical release, and that it's not being made as a trilogy, but it could potentially have sequels if it's successful. But they're not going out there
If
saying,
it makes $2 billion, they'll make 2 and 3.
right. Well, but
They
they're not
haven't
going out there
announced-
saying this is part one of a 3-part story. They're going to say we're going to make a movie,
Right.
and if it's successful, we'll make more movies.
They have made so many director announcements so far that they've walked back from. You won't hear anything about the premise of this story until they actually announce that this guy's on paper.
Well, and
I won't
I'm
believe it until they're
guessing-
rolling cameras.
I'm guessing that they're going to announce something at Celebration.
I would believe that. I would believe that. But
None of us will be there because it's in London, but
Yeah.
there is a celebration coming.
Brian, will you be there?
No.
Okay.
Daryl, will
Brian
you
could
be there?
Brian could be
I
anywhere.
will not be there.
No, I won't be.
Yeah.
We talked about
I would
it. but
love to
I
be
don't.
there, but I won't be.
If they do it in June, maybe I'll go.
When is
But
it?
think it's in April, isn't
It's
it?
April.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
It's coming up quick.
Yeah. Anyway, so we talked about Picard season 3. That a new trailer came out. I watched it during the Giants,
the sports games,
the Giants and the Chargers game.
The Tiger Cubs.
I don't know. But anyway, I watched it online. So I know we've got to go, but if the trailer is truthful, I think it's going to be great. Right. I'm just scared of if everything good is already in the trailer.
The other podcast I listen to, the Trek Experts, one of them has seen the whole show, the entire run of the show. And
the whole season?
The whole season. He's a professional in the business, and he was doing I think he's doing the DVD special features.
Oh, okay.
And he says it's everything you ever thought Picard should have been from the beginning.
Okay, so he acknowledges that it's not what it should have been, and he says this is good.
Oh yeah, because
the problem
Picard 1 and 2 were stupid. Yeah,
okay, the problem that I'm finding is everybody who says this is great, and there's other people that say it's great or it's going to be great, don't say the other stuff was what it was.
No,
and
this guy's the old school TOS fan.
Can't.
Yeah, and he's one of the producers from Free Enterprise.
Oh, nice.
And so he's in the business. He's seen it. And he says you're going to love it. So him, I trust. I'm looking.
The trailer looks good. I think they're like all the stuff that we didn't give you last time. Hopefully, 7 and 9 in a uniform. I love a Borg in a uniform. All good. Okay, I don't know if we talked about this before. Who doesn't make it? Someone's not making it. Who do we think doesn't make it?
Okay. Do they kill Brent Spiner again? I mean,
who's that woman that they added in Picard that is in the season for no reason? She's the one that's going to die. I can't remember.
She was definitely in trouble. Yeah, Raffi was in trouble. She was in med bay and spraying stuff in her eyes.
Yeah, but you think any of the next gen cast won't make it? Someone's got to not make it.
They can't bring them all back together to just kill one of them.
Well, in the very last scene, did Riker pull a gun on Picard? Is that what happened? I'm not sure what happened in that.
No, I think one of them isn't going to make it out alive. I
think you got to have some stakes.
I think you do too.
I don't know.
They bring Wesley back just so they can kill him.
Then I nominate Geordi because he's the actor that has the most other stuff to do.
Okay.
That's interesting. I have no clue.
He's got Reading Rainbow to do.
Who would be...
Who's reluctant? See, that's the thing.
But this isn't Data, right? This is lore.
It's not even... Is it lore? Yeah. It is lore. It's got to be lore.
So they've said in interviews that while this is the end of Picard, they're already starting to walk back. This is the last time. While this is the end of Picard, this may not be the end of all these characters.
You think Picard gets taken out?
It could be right in front of us. This is the end of Picard.
I think Picard sacrifices himself.
He's a robot anyway.
Well,
he's already dead. He died in one.
I would watch a season of the Adventures of Riker.
Riker show.
Oh, I would too. Riker is commander, or is it admiral? With yes, yeah, and it's perfect too with the with Troy and then the daughter character. They've got this kind of the kind of kid appeal thing, and she's definitely not Wesley Crusher.
What daughter? What are you talking about?
Did you remember when he was on Picard, when they were on Picard?
Oh, it's not his daughter. It's
yes, Riker and Troy have a daughter, a teenage daughter.
Oh! I think you meant Picard's daughter. I thought you meant her.
Yeah, no. So that's what I'm saying. So you could do. I think there's interesting stuff you could do there, and there's just a lot of characters that could do cameos in that show. I mean, you've got all the DS9 people, you've got all the Voyager people. They're all in the same universe and they're all the same age, the appropriate age. I think it'd be great to have something that's next gen, era.
Well, and I trust Brian's friend, but let's see how good this is before we go hoping that there's more.
And he's also 82. I mean,
yeah.
I think this is, honestly, I think this is the end of Picard.
And he has seemed frail in the last two seasons.
He does seem frail. I'm sorry.
And I know they're having him play older, but
And but to counter what Todd had to say, I don't know if anybody would greenlight a Star Trek show without him. I don't know. The next gen show without him.
They're playing up these other characters a lot. I mean, they're
as much as I'd love to see a Riker show, love to see it. I don't know if I don't know if they greenlight Discovery. So what do I know?
The only downside to a Riker show is that he's tied down to Troy now. He's not going to be Riker like going to Risa and banging chicks.
he's not going to be punching up the Hollow Babe and going into the.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't say chicks. Alien chicks.
Yeah.
Maybe they're into alien chick threesomes. You never know.
Maybe.
Troy always seemed wild. Remember that episode with the see-through dress?
Yeah.
Remember the one where she turned into like a tiger or something?
No.
Oh, Barry, one thing in the trailer immediately made me think of you. When Riker says, "This is the end, my friend," I went, "Oh, here it comes! Here comes the song."
The Doors.
It did not go to the Doors. I'm listening really hard. Where's the Doors song? Where's the Doors thread? I know it's coming. Nope, they didn't do it.
I like when the two of them. Are you enjoying it? You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Yeah, that was a great scene.
Yeah. And I'm excited for this.
It looks good.
I think it's going to be good. I honestly didn't go in with high expectations for the second season, and they weren't crushed. I will be very disappointed if this is bad, because this, as we all said, this is what everybody's been waiting for, and I think there's potential to do good. I think this could be the Strange New Worlds that grew out of Discovery kind of thing. This is what's going to grow out of the two not so good seasons,
mediocre seasons of Picard.
Yeah.
Well, not to do this in the middle of the show, Dave, but since we're talking about Picard,
do it.
So we all just found out yesterday that the woman that played the Borg Queen in season 2 of Picard, and I might not pronounce her last name right, Annie Wershing.
I think that's it.
She died of cancer at 45.
Yeah, that's awful. Awful.
Cool. Yeah.
Apparently, she had been sick for 2 years and kept it super quiet. She had 3 sons, and I just read this today. Ever Carradine actually set up a GoFundMe for them because she wanted her husband to be able to spend time with the kids and grieve and not have to worry about work. Yeah. So there's a GoFundMe called For Annie's Boys that's already raised quite a bit of money. But if you care to, that's a good place to
Yeah, it's too bad. She was in 24 and a couple other things.
She was in horrible. Revolution back in the day. She was in Timeless. I mean, she's been in a lot of good. And so here's something that you guys might not have known. Her first ever TV appearance was on an episode of Enterprise.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's a long time ago.
I'm going to text you the picture. I took
What
a
is
screenshot.
she in her teens?
And it's funny
20s?
because if you look at the picture, I thought I was looking at a picture of Kess because that's what it looks like. But it was in an episode of Enterprise. I just texted it out.
Because that's Enterprise is 20, almost 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, if you scroll through her IMDb, her very first appearance on TV.
That was her very first role. Yeah, I read that yesterday. Yeah.
So sad.
That's her?
That's her.
Would she get her? Did she get her wig from the Evangeline Lilly collection?
It looks like Kess, though, doesn't it? From DS9?
It really kind of does. It's like, yep.
Well, rest in peace. That's horrible. Way incredibly too young.
Yes.
Yep.
But, too young by half. You should be 90, not 45.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yep.
It's a shame.
Yep.
While we're at it, anyone else, Barry? You wanted to?
Well, I mean, since we're doing it in the middle of the show, I mean, just literally before we came down to record, Cindy Williams passed away today at 75.
Shirley from Laverne
from Laverne and Shirley, and she was in American Graffiti, and she's in the outtakes of the auditions for Star Wars. I mean,
that's right.
Another crush gone.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, she was in. I didn't know about the Star Wars thing.
Yeah, she's in. I think it was her and William Catt. There's like a screen test.
Yeah.
They tested everybody back then.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. They did. And then the other one that we just heard about today was the original Wednesday Addams, Lisa Loring.
Yeah.
And she was pretty young, too. She was in her 60s.
Yeah, she had a massive stroke, they said.
Ugh.
So, it's
bad out there, people.
We usually save this for the end of the show, but, you know, and then it was a few other people were on the news tonight. And I'm just like, my wife's like, so many people. And I'm like, yeah, we're just at that age now. Where
That age, you stop going to weddings, you start going to funerals.
Yeah.
Yep.
People that we knew growing up and whatever. I mean, again, Annie was really young, but these other two were sort of, you know, just.
No, here's something Derryl will recognize, I think. Oh, I got it.
You got to back it way up. There you go.
There it is.
Major Matt Mason.
Yeah, and it's a picture from the press book, the little paper cutout book
Wow.
that I'm going to use as a background for my Major Matt Mason display. I'm building I told Derryl about this. I'm building a what do you call it? Picture box with all 4 astronauts in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've got near mint all 4 astronauts. I just need a little cleaning, and they'll go in the box and go on the wall.
Oh, that'll look great.
That is incredible.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I want to see a picture of that when it's done.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to finishing that. Actually working on an actual project instead of just like building the house or unpacking a box.
Yeah.
Well, you're still in that phase. You have a little bit of time before you.
Yeah, still in that phase.
One of my big regrets over the last year, you know, I've been trying to get rid of a lot of stuff, just a lot of volume, and basing my decisions on getting rid of things that, well, I'll never want to be, you know, get all of the things in that collection. One of those is Matt Mason. So I've sold all my Matt Mason stuff. I had amazing collections, and in hindsight, I really wished I just would have dedicated a whole display case to building up a super tall
Space station.
You know, space station and
station, yeah.
You know, and because I had a mint Jeff Long figure, which is the toughest of them all. I really regret it, but I also knew, being the completist I am, that I was never going to go after all the other Matt Mason stuff, and there's a ton of pieces.
So much, and
there's so much,
and there's a whole nother German set. Everything they did in America, they did in Germany, in German.
Really?
Yes.
That's
if you
odd.
really want to be complete, there's a whole German set of Major Matt Mason. Yeah,
That's interesting.
That stuff doesn't show up very often.
No,
I mean, forget about the
I've got
German stuff, even just the American stuff. It just doesn't. It was more of, it was fragile even by 60s toy standards, right? So
those wire figures are always fragile.
It just didn't last.
It was.
Yeah, the only way I was able to get a mint Jeff Long was one of his leg wires is broken, but that's okay. He can still stand in a case. So he's almost mint. He can still stand in a case and look good.
Yeah, that's such cool stuff. And I never had that as a kid.
Look forward to seeing your case.
Yeah.
All right. So
cool.
The 5 of us have a lot in common, but one thing that we all have in common, as we just talked about, is we're all collectors. So I watched a movie on Netflix this weekend you could probably hear it. I was sick all weekend, so I'm still recovering, so I watched a lot of TV. There's a new documentary on Netflix called The Pez Outlaw.
Oh, I saw that on the feed. I didn't really know what it was.
You guys have to watch it. I mean, it's about this guy, Steve Glue, who in the 90s, and you know, we were all collecting stuff in the 90s, so there was a lot of nostalgia in this for me. Even though I have no connection to Pez, don't care about Pez collecting, they were talking about the old toy shows, they were talking about Toy Shop Magazine, and this guy used to do toy shows. He was actually collecting cereal box mail-away premiums, and he's the reason that they started saying you can only redeem 1 per household, because he started redeeming hundreds and hundreds of these things and getting them in the mail and selling them at toy shows. But when that dried up for him, he started dealing with Pez, and he found out that the U.S. Pez company and the European Pez companies were 2 totally different entities, and they made tons of stuff in Europe that they didn't sell here. And he started making trips to Europe and literally buying duffel bags full of Pez, bringing them back here and selling them. And he parlayed it into a empire until it, you know, I don't want to give away the ending, but, you know, it's worth watching. Cool. You guys will love it.
Super cool.
And according to the articles, this guy made millions doing this until
he made
all
millions
of a sudden,
in Pez arbitrage
until he didn't. But yeah, it's wild. And he's a super weird, you know, as you would imagine, eccentric character.
This is Netflix, Barry?
It's on Netflix, yeah.
The Pez Outlaw?
Pez Outlaw.
I'm gonna watch
I came
it
across that.
tonight
We were looking for something to watch. We unfortunately watched the new Jonah Hill, Eddie Murphy movie instead that was not funny. Not that
no.
Pam would have sat through
I
it.
don't think Pam would have liked the Pez Outlaw, although Maria watched a lot of it with me, and she actually thought it was kind of interesting. And when they showed like the old pages of Toy Shop magazine, she was like, "You used to get that magazine." I'm like, "Yeah."
And then the next move is like, that's just like you. Why you like that?
No,
Then it just goes
she
downhill
was
from
thankful
there.
that I was not quite as bad as this guy. So
I
Yeah,
used to
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I always have to point it out to her too. I'm like, "See, you could have it so much worse."
I used to advertise in Toy Shop magazine.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
You got your free
yeah.
ad too, right? Was it
Highly
something
recommend
else?
it for guys like us.
Daryl, I think I met you through Toy Shop magazine.
We may have. Yeah.
I think so too. So,
May
or it was a
have.
personal ad somewhere. Anyways,
Yes.
I
Voice,
think
maybe?
we met before I borrowed your pants,
yes, that's right. Yes,
the lucky pants.
well before that.
That's a
Well,
true
speaking
story.
of collecting, why don't we go what's in the box?
Show you with the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
Regular Joe's What's in the Box.
Brian, what's in the box?
I don't buy pops very often.
Oh,
Ooh, look at that.
But
that's
this
a different thing, different
this is-
looking box.
it's
Yeah.
Say what
it's,
it is first.
it's the it's the Rocketeer, but it's the black and white version of the Rocketeer. They have the picture of the color version on the side here.
Oh,
But
Is that
Oh,
from
is that-
Funko?
who's
that
made
doesn't look
this?
like it's Funko.
I think it's another company.
This is Burbs.
Oh, so it's not a pop. That's
Oh,
interesting.
Say-
but it is vinyl.
Yeah, back
But
it
It's
up.
a knockoff pop.
Yeah, it's a knockoff pop, and he's got the little rocket pack on the back.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah,
That's
it
cool.
was when I went to New York City to see Eddie Izzard in a play, and we stopped at that shop I keep talking about, Book Off, and who has an enormous number of used DVDs, which are I go in there and spend $100 every time, and they had a couple of these guys too, so I picked up
Oh.
Rocketeer.
The first pop I ever received was a gift from Todd, and it's the Rocketeer pop.
No kidding,
I have the normal one with the normal colors.
Yep.
Yeah,
color one. Yep.
yeah.
I will say, for the amount of actual pages of Rocketeer comics produced, I think I have disproportionately more Rocketeer stuff than like any other thing. And it's like Moon Knight is actually cumulatively quite a few pages. Batman, it's endless. But for Dave Stevens' original work being such a small swath, I've got like 7 or 8 different action figures, and
I think Disney really missed the boat not doing a sequel,
God, yes.
a World War II sequel to that.
and I tell you, the movie still holds up. It really does.
Because Joe Johnston directed it.
It just
Because it's a
Yes.
period movie.
That's
But you know
right.
what's interesting, and I know we talked about it. We talked about a Disney trip. In several places, they reference that movie.
as well they should.
In the Indiana Jones, it's not the Indiana Jones bar. It's buried
In the Jock
Indiana
Lindsay
Jones
bar.
adjacent bar. Jock Lindsley's. There's
There's a banner there for the race.
yeah, and then on the coasters we borrowed have, what's the name of the thing on the coaster?
oh, is it the South Seas Club? Right?
South Seas Club.
The South Seas Club,
And that is
yeah.
also in the Tiki Bar, the Grog, Uncle Sam's
Trader
Grog
Sam's.
Grotto.
Trader Sam's
Trader
Grog
Sam's
Grotto.
is on the wall. There's a picture. I took a picture of us, and on the wall is the same logo from the South Seas Club
Yeah, that's cool.
in the Jock
Wow.
Lindsay bar. That was like,
Wow.
that's 2 very random places while they're both in Disney. So there's definitely, its DNA is in that.
I think I told you guys there's a drink cart. It's a drink cart with an original rocket pack bolted to the side of it on the inside.
Where's that?
It's in the Disney Studios.
Oh, really?
It's like where the rolling drink cart says a Rocketeer pack on it. It had a helmet in it. I think the helmet's gone now, but there's still an original
We
rocket
know
pack.
where there's another
in
one.
there.
We can't say that, but we do know where there's another one.
We've seen one.
So, Dave, there's and Brian, you probably know about this. There's a Society of Explorers, Adventurers and Explorers
Mm-hmm.
that is this kind of meta thing that ties a bunch of Disney attractions together.
Was that from the old Adventurers Club?
Yeah,
It
it's
exists there?
born.
Yeah.
It's born from the Adventurers Club, which sadly, in my early trips to Disney, I never went to. I always did other stuff, so I really missed that. But But that South Seas Club may be actually tied to that.
Maybe.
So it appears at several parks and several different places. But
I also think once they copyright something, it's a whole lot easier to use that than to like just make up something as decoration.
I think it's far more likely they were digging through the Disney junk room and went, "Oh, this is cool. Let's put it on the wall."
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm saying. But
have,
then they standardize based on the stuff
pins
that they
of
own.
like here's period stuff because it's the funny. It's a plaque with the logo that's on the
right
on the coasters and the bar, and they're nowhere near each other.
I think there's a handful of influential Imagineers who like this kind of adventurer stuff and are very exert their influence on like working this stuff in when they can.
Somewhere I bought at auction one of the pictures from the wall from the diner from the Rocketeer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got it. I have to find. I think I find it when we're cleaning out the art, and I have to go find it again. We'll put that up somewhere. Yeah, I've also got a piece. A friend of mine snagged a piece of the wall. The rocket pack blasts through in the hangar.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a scrap of that too. Yeah,
You
I
didn't
love that
think of it.
in the beginning.
The Billy Campbell isn't the right age, but you could have like Indy in the 70s run into Cliff Secord in the 70s. You really could.
That's a great idea.
And
Great idea.
Yep. Betty
So
was
Dave, do you know what I
Betty
found
would still
out?
look great.
Dave, I was just going to say I found out the coasters that we got, there were 2 other variation coasters.
Oh, you said that.
And I bought them on eBay.
I honestly don't even know where mine are.
One of them is
Danny?
the Atomic Cafe, which has got like the mushroom cloud, which just makes me think of nuking the fridge.
Oh, geez.
And the other one is Cafe Noir, which is actually kind of a cool logo.
Huh.
So,
I
How
read
much
a
did you pay
random.
for those?
oh, it was cheap. I think for the 2 of them I had a set of 4. So now I have 2 more of the ones that we got. So I'll give them to Todd. But I think I paid $14 for the 4 of them
I
shipped.
gotta find mine. I don't know where they are.
And these are all at the Jack Lindsay's.
Yeah.
I'm headed down there. I'm going
Thank
to
you.
go find that place for sure.
Yeah, that's in Disney Springs, right? It's easily findable.
It's right across from the boathouse.
Yeah.
Was it very crowded?
No.
No,
Not at all.
we walked right in.
I just found an article that I was just like scrolling a couple days ago that had the 20 most implausible scenes from films. Okay. And 2 were from Crystal Skull. So out of the entire history of film, they came up with the top 20 and
10%.
2 of them were from, one of them was Mutt, swinging from, like watching a monkey swing from the vines and then doing the same immediately, not only being able to do what the monkeys did, but like, mimic it despite not having proportionally the same upper body strength. And then the fact that the monkeys all sided with him and attacked the bad guys immediately. Knew who the
I've
was.
kind of blocked that out, I think.
Yeah. And then the second one, of course, was the fridge. It was just no.
The
question.
fridge.
Lead line? It's lead line, though.
I don't know. I think when they took the python and used it as a rope to pull Indy out of the quicksand.
Oh,
Yeah.
that movie's so bad. I just have blocked it out.
The rubber python.
Honestly, I would pay money to have that removed from my head.
It sounds like you guys are making this up.
It does. Yes. There
We
were,
were doing
bad.
what's in the box, weren't we?
Yeah, we are. And we're
Oh,
going
that's
back.
right. I'm sorry.
Todd,
Sorry.
there were only
What's in the
3
box?
indie films. There were only 3 indie films.
Well, 4 soon, right?
Yes.
It'll be
we'll see.
Okay, so my son Evan visited this weekend from Texas, and while he was here, he was actually out in Northampton, a nearby town. He bought this in a shop for me. So it's basically like a travel poster for Hoth.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
And it's part of a whole series. A local artist did these. Okay. And it's basically set during the sequels era. Okay. And it's basically referring to the sites of the rebellion and very honor the fallen heroes of the rebellion, Tauntaun rides, cold weather survival training, points of historic interest, New Republic Department of the Interior Galactic
beautiful.
Park Service.
That's cool.
But very, very cool. And it's, it's that flat vector art. I'm sure it was done in
it's like tour of the
Illustrator.
battlefield. Tour of the battlefields of World War II. It's like tour of the battlefields.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and they
It
made
looks like it was silk screened. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And there's a whole series of these, and you guys will probably see them again because I'll probably send them as gifts. But
That's nice. I definitely want to see the rest.
Yeah.
That's cool. Barry, what's in the box?
Okay, I'm gonna try to hold this up and show it to you in frame because it's big, but it's a Hot Toys figure. It's the big, I think, collectively the biggest Hot Toys figure I have now. So let's try this and see if I can fit it in frame. This is the new Spider-Man Deluxe from No Way Home.
Wow.
With the base.
That's a figure, not a statue.
That's a figure on a he's a figure up here, and the rest of it's a base that's basically a statue. But
Wow.
It's got two posable Doc Ock tentacles.
Oh, those are cool.
It's got the pumpkin bombs flying with the smoke, and actually the smoke even trails off to clear at the back. And it's like amazing the detail on this thing. It's got the girders on this thing, and then he's a figure that he attaches to the stand. I've got him with the Tom Holland head, which is a great head sculpt. But he's also got the Spider-Man head with a bunch of different eyes you can change out for different expressions. And then he's got another head that's the Tom Holland head with the mask pulled up at the top. So you can see his face.
Wow, I like that.
So it's got three heads.
Huh.
And then it's also got a mask that you can put in his hand if you're using this unmasked head sculpt. He could be holding the mask. He's got the Iron Spider arms that you can attach to it. He's got... actually, I don't know what they call it, but like the flying squirrel suit attachments where he can the little wings that attach them. It's like every possible sequence from that movie. This set comes with everything.
It's like the ultimate No Way Home Spider-Man.
Totally, and it's got
the integrated
shooters.
suit. Is what they
call it. It's the last suit from not the last suit in the movie. But
it's the integrated suit, so it has the elements of the earlier suits plus the Iron Spider added to it.
Yeah, but this display, when I saw this display base, I was like, I've got to get it.
Wow.
And it's really, really cool. I mean, I knew kind of where I would put it because in my mind, I knew I had a spot for it. But it's awesome. So, and I'm still deciding. I've got him with the Tom Holland head, but I'm thinking maybe he needs the Spider-Man head.
I want to see. I'm picking mine up tomorrow. I'm eager to see what that one, because I didn't know about the head with the mask pulled back.
Yeah, that's actually another good option too. I might switch that one on because it looks a little weird with the Tom Holland unmasked head as he's the way I've got him posed anyway. I think it would be cool if he was just kind of standing there holding the mask, but I've got him in a very dynamic pose and he wouldn't have been unmasked at that point. So
with as much as you have, how do you have display room to put?
Well, over the years, I've put a lot of other stuff away to make room for more and more of this Hot Toys stuff. So, I know you've never been here, but you've probably seen pictures. At one point, when this was all GI Joe stuff, I had the display case I built had a space in the shelving where the Adventure Team headquarters tower went. So now, actually, this is in that spot. And I've got the Hulk behind him filling up the rest of the height there. So I'll send you a picture.
So G.I. Joe is going, gone.
I've got 2 cases over to the side of me here, and that's most of my G.I. Joe stuff is in storage. So
I think mine is I think I'm going to do a Spider-Man tier. I think I'm going to take 2 tiers in a D12 case, put him on the ground below, and suspend the other 2 Spider-Men above. So that they're all 3 in the same, I'm saying the 2 different,
right. No, that's cool.
3 incarnations of him taking up 2 levels. And
I'm just biting the bullet with this one too, because I know that keeping these suits in these dynamic poses will ultimately ruin them, but I don't want to just have him standing. So I'm just going to go
the pose you've got isn't that extreme. It's really the kneeling and stuff like that.
You could fix it too with a little bit of a hairdryer and stuff.
Yep.
That's the only downside to these Spider-Man suits is that, they look amazing, but, you don't want to come back a year later and find out that because you had them in a crunched pose that the suit's ruined.
And I will say my first Tom Holland Spider-Man for years was sitting on top of the Hulkbuster I had him sitting on top, kind of squatting on top of the Hulkbuster, looking at an Iron Man helmet. And he's now standing in the arm of the Hulkbuster because some of his butt came off and rubbed onto the Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
So getting those, and so what I did is I actually cut out little pieces of wax paper and attached them to the underside of his feet before I put him on the Hulkbuster's arm. So I won't get that transfer again.
The paint transfer.
But the butt was apparently not meant to be put on top of the Hulkbuster. That should be on a warning label. I'm just saying.
It's awesome, though. I mean, I got to say, it's an impressive piece when it's all put together. So
that's a good tip, Todd, because I'm about to put a Captain Carter on top of a.
What's the thing called? Captain Carter's a little different material. This is
okay.
This has got kind of a printed texture to it.
Yeah, she's gonna hang off the.
As well, she should.
I saw that Captain Carter figure when I was in Disney. They had it highly overpriced in one of the gift shops, but at least I got to see it in person, and it's a great looking figure.
I love those. Very soon I will be making another IKEA run, and I'm going to get. That's also going to get its 2 tiers of a case.
Yep.
And I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to have her.
So is that the most figures, biggest amount of money you could spend on the shortest show ever?
per minutes on screen, that is the most we could have possibly
That's the most.
spent.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
I just wish they would have done a World War II Peggy Carter. I don't know why they forgot that.
And Todd, don't you already have it in Marvel Legends, and you're going to get it in Hot Toys?
Oh, I have it in Hot Toys already.
He already has it.
Yeah, in fact, they're sitting side by side right now on the shelf. So
Little Peggy's looking up at Big Peggy.
Yeah.
I also have the Lego Peggy too sitting there. So it's like, which okay, so I have some Iron Man 3 suits, which were armors, which were really blink if you miss them. Okay, those may have been per dollar for screen time.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, I've got a number 24 and a number 31. Yeah, I think those.
Look at them and even know what they are.
I think they were probably on screen for like 7 to 15 seconds, something like that.
Wow!
And I have a
and Hot Toys made a figure. I can't stop counting past
those would be, dollar per screen time would be more expensive, but I think other than that, yeah.
All right, so I think both Derryl and Dave are going to do the same.
We're going to do the same thing. I know Derryl has his behind him, and I just sent some pictures.
Derryl, are you working on your lawnmower there?
Leaf blower.
Yeah.
So Derryl and I both got the Hasbro Pulse Ghostbusters Proton Pack.
Wow, look at that box.
Which,
man,
the box is ridiculous. So it comes in a cardboard shipping box that's like...
It's like the size of a Foot Locker, like a
size
military
of a Foot Locker. Then inside that box is a box that fits inside that box.
Yes.
And then inside that box is the box that looks like a Foot Locker. So it's all decoed like a Foot Locker.
Man.
That has the ghost, sort of, I guess, from Afterlife, where the Proton Pack would live, and that's so it's the packaging alone. But
Hasbro's learning its lesson from prior Hasbro Pulse shipments, where the outer box may have gotten punctured and people complained. So Hasbro had to send him a new one, because it wasn't.
So there's 3 boxes, but
so
isn't someone going to complain that the outer box got damaged?
Well, now it's okay if the outer box gets damaged now, because the inner middle box should arrive okay.
Yes,
and that's what people were complaining about before. I mean, they only had an outer before and an inner, so
this is very well packed.
It's incredible.
Did it ship for free, or I don't remember?
Yes, anything over $99 on Hasbro Pulse.
It looks like it would cost $100 to ship.
It would cost $100 to ship that box.
Easily. And the funny thing is, you open up, you get to that second box, and it says "open from bottom." So
which makes no sense.
You open it up, you go through all that effort of opening 2 boxes, and then you have to like flip the whole thing over. It's because they want that printed inner box to kind of just drop out, which it does once you open it. It just comes out really smoothly after that.
So this isn't. They should be one of those like white glove things, like when they do TV deliveries. Someone should come over in a Ghostbusters outfit, take
the
it
amount
out,
of money,
and, like strap it on you. So
that's the thing. This thing was $350, I think, plus tax, right?
$350, and then what was the neutrino?
Is that
wand?
it? I was thinking it was like $600.
yeah, I was too.
$350.
Did the wand come with it, or did you?
No,
guys-
the wand is separate. That
The wand was
you
separate.
added the wand. Okay.
The wand. I think retails for $150.
They sold that a couple of years ago,
You
right?
could get that. I got it. You can get that around when it was for sale for $99.
They re-released it last year, and I got it then.
Yeah, that's when I got it. I bought it at Best Buy or at GameStop for $99.
I just got it on Hasbro Pulse.
This is way nicer than I ever expected it to be.
I mean, so
It's incredible.
I'm looking at the pictures of it, and I know that Hasbro's been doing the Black Series helmets and everything, and they've been nice, but this looks like it's on a whole nother level from
for
what
the
Hasbro.
money. I mean, the packaging and shipping alone, even if we're lowballing, the packaging and shipping alone is $100.
Yeah.
So you're talking about
this looks like a
$250 for
high-end
this thing.
prop replica, not like a Hasbro item.
Barry, fans couldn't make this with this. I mean, this level of detail is unbelievable.
The only thing that it is based on the Afterlife pack. So
I know.
it's weathered.
I know.
It's more weathered.
It's weathered, no, but Adam
they
Savage.
give you new stickers if you want to cover up the weathered ones.
Adam Savage took his apart, and he almost did too much because he was out of his mind. You could he switched it to the classic, but it looks great as it is. There's no reason to mess around. And
there's lots of guys on the RPF doing tutorials on how to make it exactly right.
Like, I never had a pack. I even bought one of those Spirit Halloween packs, which I have to sell now because I never did anything with it. But those were not great. But I think I paid $150 for those.
It's a miracle this thing isn't 85% regular size, right? That's what you would expect.
Look at that. Look at all those little
I just
lights
wouldn't
and
have
stuff.
expected it to be look as much like a prop replica as it does. And I know that that's what they were going for, but it's really amazing.
They really did a nice job with it. I mean, it's plastic. There's some metal, but
it doesn't look it.
There's a little bit of a cartooniness to it, as opposed to like a Master Replica's lightsaber, which is looks like.
But let's
the real
face it,
deal.
if one of the high-end prop replica companies made this, it would have been $2,000 or $3,000.
Well, so Anovos made it. I think they only made it as a kit, and it was $650. I almost bought that, but you had to put the whole thing together, and then you needed to buy other stuff. And I off the top of my head, I thought they sold a completed one that was $3,500.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, for a company, a real prop replica company, and maybe I shouldn't say that Hasbro's not based on this item, but the companies we think of as prop replica companies would charge thousands for this.
Oh yeah, and not only that, they came with
It would be just hundreds of hours to assemble it, even if they had them on an assembly line. It's like there's so much to these.
And from what I remember from a video that I watched online, Dave, I think aren't there like settings that you can like open up some panels and flip some switches and it does the sounds from?
Yes, it has. There's switches. You can open up like the cyclotron thing, and it has different settings to do different things. And it came with I think 4.
There's an Afterlife version. It came with 3 of the little mini Stay Puft.
3 of the little mini things, and 3 alternate heads.
There are 6 heads.
Yeah, I don't want to take that one off. But there's a bag of heads right here, like some of the angry heads. And everything's in paper. There's no wire. There's no plastic.
There's no plastic, yeah.
Yeah. There's like
cool.
an angry head.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
like that.
And there's happy ones.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, like
they're nicely. I wish they had a marshmallow scent. That's the only thing. When I
they don't.
Them,
Yeah,
That'd be the only thing to take.
that would be
it
good 2 years
over
later.
the top.
And look at
When
this.
you open that box
This-
for the first time.
This is shaped like the ghost trap, the little box
Look at
for
that.
the
That
for
is
the
so
men.
clever.
So
So I-
it's an amazing job. I mean,
So I attach my neutrino wand to it. Now, if you just buy the neutrino wand by itself, there's a cylinder in the shaft where you put in 3 AA batteries.
mhm.
This is amazing because it comes with a cable plug-in that serves as like
Battery replacer.
an extension cord, and it comes with a blank inner pack.
Oh, I didn't even
inner
do
battery
that
pack.
yet.
And
Because
you
I've had
plug it into
batteries
your
in my
neutrino
wand.
wand, and it activates the neutrino wand from the backpack. It's so amazingly well done.
Wow.
Yeah, right now the cheapest one on eBay that I can find, buy it now, is $850.
Wow.
Wow.
I should have bought 2 of them.
I know.
3
Yeah.
or 4. So, hey, Dave, and did you get that whole bag? I don't even know what they are. They're like metal parts. There's no instructions for them. They're
Wait,
like
the
brackets.
parts or the rubbery stuff?
They're brackets.
Oh, yeah. I haven't even opened the whole thing. I
with-
think those are
and some rubber grommet type things. I don't even know
those
what
are
they-
to attach it to a real Alice pack. So the regular Ghostbusters or the Proton Pack is with like a Vietnam era
Alice
pack.
He mentions the Alice pack in this
Yeah.
this
So-
cool booklet too that comes with it.
Well, I don't know if it has full blown like backpack, like padded things and a
webbing.
waist belt built into it,
Yeah.
and you could take those off
So you
and
could wear
add
it
this
right
whole
now,
Alice
yeah.
pack thing onto it
And then you would attach the Alice
Wow.
pack.
instead of those. I mean, those things alone are like really well made.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So there's all this attachment stuff back here, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
And it comes with a display stand too, right?
And a display stand,
Wow.
and it comes with this
A
rubber
heavy-duty
stuff.
display stand.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that.
This white rubber stuff, as if melted Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is dripping from it. Which is like, I think that was if you're one of the first backers, or I don't know.
Holy
That's
But
amazing.
they really did a good job. I haven't
Very
even
cool.
done much to mine, but
That is, yeah, I'm jealous. That's spectacular. I should have
Yeah.
and now I'm gonna
I
have
did
to
not
wear
think
the
it was
whole
gonna be that good.
suit at some point because I think I have everything I need. That's the only thing I was missing.
That and your self-respect.
It's incredible. Your
That's
self-respect.
Oh, and you're right.
I've been missing that for a long time.
The shipping in eBay is between $100 and $125.
It's gotta
yeah.
be. The thing is huge.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a big thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's big. But I'm
Congrats,
so glad I
guys.
got it.
That's very cool.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad I got it.
But
How
you
long
know,
was the
seeing,
wait for that?
it wasn't crazy.
I don't think it's as long as my wait for Iron Man Mach 1.
Was it
I don't think I want to say it's a year.
about a year? I'm guessing.
It wasn't that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, Hasbro has said, in slight tangent, huge news out of Hasbro this week. They're letting go 15% of their workforce.
Thousand
Yeah, I guess
people.
I guess the fourth quarter is just disastrous. So a
A
lot
ton of entertainment. A ton of all companies are doing that. So.
Yeah. But Hasbro has said while this was in production that they're not doing any Ghostbusters anymore. That they're stopping the license. I guess it just wasn't providing the return that they need for their brands. But my hope was that the team that did this, they put so much, love and TLC into this. I really wanted a Ghost Trap, but I don't think we're ever going to, kind of get the power trio.
Well, Mattel made, the Matty Collector Ghost Trap was great.
I never got one.
No, I got one of those, and they made a bunch of the stuff. I got the Ghost Trap. I got the ectometer.
Yep.
They did the goggles. I did not get those, but they did a lot of the stuff. They did a nice job with that stuff too.
I may have to just go get all that stuff now just to be complete. But I think the Ghost Trap is going for a lot of money.
Yeah, here you go. You can get one from Barnes & Noble on sale. There's a little mini one. And it lights up. and it opens.
Don't look in the trap. Don't look in the trap.
Those are nice. Little.
Sean sent us those. Thank you.
Sean
Yeah,
Hutzer
thank you,
sent
Sean.
me, Dave, and
That-
Todd
that's-
one of those.
That was
Yeah.
very, very
It's at
cool.
Barnes and Noble if you want one. Seeing this, and we always talk about this is right with like the wand company. $150 for an amazing phaser, $350 for an amazing ghost trap. What else would you really want in this sort of very reasonable price range? I know this is not a question we prepped, but
What's still out? You're saying what's still out there?
what would be
the
like?
tricorder is still coming. That's
Yeah, if we put the
tricorder's still
tricorder on
coming.
the side, because Wand Company actually updated everybody on that last week that it's still working and nobody should be worried about it, that it's just taking longer than they thought.
guess
But
what? It's really hard.
What's something that has, and let's be realistic, something that has sort of have enough mass appeal that a company can make it at this quality and that price point? Is there anything that just pops into your head? I know we go through these questions all the time, but
But there's fewer and fewer things.
we haven't asked in a while. So,
I would still, and it's probably not a mainstream enough thing, but I would really love that phaser rifle that Kirk's holding in
that's
that
exactly
promo
what I
shot.
thought. The phaser rifle from Where No Man Has Gone Before, which no one makes, and
A lot of people make them. They 3D print the parts and they
Yeah.
paint them, and they look great. But I would like a really well done one.
And honestly, if this is following the rules of those things, that thing should be about $250, which I'd pay all day for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it won't. If Roddenberry made it, it'd be like $1,000. Anything else?
I have been looking for a long time for a really nice set of Star-Lord's blasters, and I've never found anything that was really good. It'd be cool for somebody to do that with like the different colors and with the different colors of lights and and they're both unique. And I think there's a couple different versions of them now. And but
I would still love to see the Discovery phaser and the Strange New World phasers
done really well, particularly the Strange New World one, which I think is a little more elegant and yeah.
Oh yeah, those that's really nice. Yeah, I'm just trying to think what else from movies.
I'd love to see a Harry Potter quaffle. The thing that they play and they're chasing after in Quidditch with the wings that vibrate like at a massive a massive
the
rate.
snitch, is that the snitch?
The snitch.
The snitch, right?
Golden
the
snitch. Yeah.
Right, the snitch. Yeah,
I knew that, and I'm the least Harry Potter guy here. Yeah, I don't know. We'll think about that if there's anything. I'm trying to think of other stuff. I mean, there's a million Star Wars things. There's a lot of Star Trek stuff, but Ghostbusters kind of thing. The Void Comp Machine would be great, but no one's making that.
That's a good one.
It's a little big too. No.
It's not as big as that thing.
Smaller than the backpack. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, I guess.
Any other guns for the armory for the sci-fi armory that we don't have at this point?
Do you guys have a Blade Runner gun?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Tamaguchi ones are nice, very expensive. But
it would be nice if there was a Blade Runner gun that was as nice as those, but more affordable. That's the challenge for me.
Blade Runner's not
it
for
enough.
everybody, and honestly, you have to actually like the movie to get one. So,
That's right.
Well, I like the movie enough that I'd buy one for $200, but I don't.
Okay,
like it enough
and
to
that's
buy one
why.
for
I have the rubber one. I have the.
if you were really a fan, you'd
replica
spend
rubber one,
$800 like the rest of us
for that.
dopes.
No, not a big enough fan for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's expensive.
I gotta sell that. I was just thinking about that. That's
Did you ever get the metal one back?
Oh yeah, I did.
You did,
So I bought it when you bought it, and then they were going for crazy money. So I sold it and made like $350, and then regretted it, and spent that money on getting the Han Solo blaster, and then bought it again. But when they reoffered it, it came with the stunt blaster,
one.
the rubber stunt blaster, and I still have the stunt blaster. I got to sell that. So,
I would like K's blaster. That they have not mass produced that, but that's a little obscure. Sugar Warriors.
This
Is
is
that
another.
I think Daryl's got a second. What's in the box?
My
people.
second what's in the box. So Steve Stovall had his Winterfest Joe show in Louisville, Kentucky this week, and I was there set up as a dealer. And a guy had the Shogun Warrior that I was looking for. This is Mazinga, so mint, complete with the.
Oh, but so that's
box
one of the original ones, not
and
not
inserts. Right, it's one of the original ones with the injection molded or the blow molded chest piece rather than a decal. I was so happy to get this. So this completes my I need a Godzilla and I'll complete my childhood Shogun Warriors experience. Very happy to get that. But I missed out at a show on a Captain Action Spider-Man outfit. I forgot to go back and buy it. Gold.
How was that show? Tell us about that show. We can transition.
Yeah, our buddy
to
Scott
that.
Beckman posted some pictures from it. It looked like it was a really big dealer's room. A lot of stuff.
So Steve, the show has been a great show. It happens twice a year. There's Winterfest, which is a smaller show, and then the other one is at the end of July in Louisville, the Kentuckiana Joe show, and it's just been growing. The rooms are packed, and Steve has upgraded to a bigger convention center. The dealer's room was incredible. There were so many dealers, and I think at the next show, it's going to be in the same spot, and he's going to figure out how to fit even more dealers in.
Like how many? Like how big of a show is that? I mean, this grew out of him just sort of wanting to do his own deal, right?
I don't know how many dealers there were, but it was a huge show. I don't know.
For him.
I don't know, 100 dealers maybe. Something
really?
Like
wow.
That. It was big, and
it was all toys. It sounds
all vintage toys. His shows started out with a concentration on mostly 60s and 70s toys, but there's a lot of 80s and 80s 90s toys there now. So it's like something for everybody. It's a phenomenal.
We'll have to keep that in mind. That could be a trip. I don't know if it'd be a road trip, but did you drive?
I drove. It's about
close to you.
4.5 hours for me, and Jim Bush comes in the summer show.
Jim Bush freaking drives like 12 hours, like he's not even thinking about it.
Yeah, the problem for us, Dave, is it's not even a 12-hour drive. I think it's longer than that.
I think it's like 10 from me.
It's longer, but I think the summer show could be worth it for you guys. And Greg Attori was there.
Really?
Good friend of ours. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Where's he? Is he still in Ohio?
No, he moved.
No, he's back in Ohio, Barry.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he recently had relocated.
He did, but he came back.
Okay. Cool.
So it was great to hang out with those guys. It was a really fun show. A lot of great stuff there.
And was it just a one-day show, or was it?
It's a Friday night like a dealer, like a preview, special preview you pay for, and then the show was on Saturday, and you pack up and go home on Saturday. There's no Sunday.
Okay.
So.
Well, it's perfect. Drive down Friday, stay Saturday, drive back Sunday.
It's perfect. It's not too long.
Nice.
Great show. So good job, Steve. And Steve has also launched his new Super Joe line of retro inspired figures from Super Joe.
Oh wow, I didn't even know about
really
that.
Cool to see.
Yeah, I knew he was doing that.
See all that stuff there. So yeah.
Oh, good for him.
That's my other what's in the box. So it was a great weekend for being a DePriest. Let me tell you, incredible.
Well, I wanted to jump in with one other thing too, and really this is just, we just mentioned our friend Sean, but this is just a real quick shout out to Sean, because in addition to him sending each of us those little ghost traps, which were really cool, back in 1999, and you guys know this, but not all the listeners do. I worked on a project with the G.I. Joe Club where we had a poster made of original by the original G.I. Joe Adventure Team artist Don Stivers. He painted a new painting featuring a lot of the classic artwork, and they made posters out of it. And I was the art director on that. So somewhere along the way, I ended up not having one of those posters, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
I have the original artwork because that was gifted to me by the artist after the whole project was over. When I was working with him, I actually went to his house and worked with him for a day in his studio, which was ridiculous because he had me there to tell him what he did wrong. I'm like, you didn't do anything wrong, but you want me to, give you pointers or whatever. Like, it was really more just stylistic stuff. But during that day that I spent with him, he said to me, well, what do you get out of all this? And I said, I don't get anything out of it. I get the experience of getting to work with you and doing it. So he remembered that, and when the whole thing was all said and done, one day my wife calls me. She's like, "A huge box just arrived at the house for you. What the hell did you buy?" And he had sent me the original artwork, which was amazing. And I think it's the only of all those G.I. Joe Collectors Club sets, it's the only piece of art that Brian Savage doesn't own. It's the only thing that escaped him, and he never lets me forget that. But anyway, that said, I realized I didn't have the poster because I had when we had the posters made and Don Stivers came to the convention to sign them, I made sure I got the number 1 because he numbered and signed them. I got the very first one and I got it signed and I put it away. And I don't remember who. I thought it was Todd because I was texting Todd over the weekend. One of my friends, and I don't remember who, got their poster and it was damaged, and I sent them mine as a replacement, thinking, oh, well, someday I'll just go get another one. I never got another one, and that was like 23 years ago. Anyway, so Sean had an extra, and he sent it to me. So I do now have
that's very nice.
That's great.
And they're impossible to get now, so it's not like you can just go get one. I mean, you look on eBay, there are none to be found.
So Barry, is the original the same size as the?
No, the original is actually quite a bit bigger than the poster.
That's what I suspected. Yeah.
Yeah. So with all the stuff that I have and everything that I ever worked on through the G.I. Joe Club, I have at least one of everything I worked on. I didn't have this poster. And Sean literally refused to take a penny from me for it. He just wanted me to have it. So
he's
thank
a good
you,
guy
Sean.
and a good friend.
He is a good guy, and was really nice of him to do that. So shout out to Sean. And I know he listens, so I know he'll hear this.
Great. Well, I can't think of a better place to end than that unless anyone else got something else they want to jump in on.
Nobody else died in the last hour we've been recording.
I haven't checked, but
Someone probably did.
yeah, I'm sure somebody did. But thank you guys for joining us, Derryl and Brian. Always a pleasure. We'll call you in a couple weeks.
Anytime but March.
Anytime but March.
The Ides of March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be on the road.
But always fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
And thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.